Good evening, and welcome to Creative Broadcasting, the station of unlimited possibilities, presents Creating Your Seat at the Table with your host, Ashley Little, as she welcomes her guest to the table.
Welcome to Creating Your Seat at the Table. I am your host, Ashley Little. A little bit about myself: corporate professional by day, serial entrepreneur, two-time best-selling author, owner and creator of Creative Broadcasting, and co-founder and owner of Talk Radio and TV Network, LLP. Today we have a special celebrity guest, Mahisha Dellinger. A little bit about her. Mahisha created Curls Beauty brands out of frustration with the lack of products for her naturally curly hair. She partnered with the leading cosmetic chemist to develop an award-winning line of organic hair care products in 2002. A few short years later, Target called for a meeting that would change the trajectory of curls, selected as one of 4 brands that would usher in a new category of hair care for ethnic women. Curls Beauty brands took the retail market by storm. That fateful meeting in partnership with Target opened the doors for Curls to partner with CVS, Walgreens, Walmart, Rite Aid, Sally Beauty in the U.S., and other international retailers throughout the world. As Chief Executive Officer and founder of Curls, Mahisha single-handedly built the demand for her organic hair care products to grow into the brand it is today, a natural hair care pioneer. The retail success and exposure of the Curls brand has catapulted the business forward. Mahisha is a sought-after industry expert. She served as a panel expert and keynote speaker for organizations across the nation, including Black Enterprise Vision 2020 Entrepreneur Conference, Black Enterprise Women of Power Summit, Bishop T.D. Jakes Woman Thou Art Loose Conference, Tory Burch Foundation, AT&T Dream in Black, Prudential Sister Circle, to name a few. Mahisha has also been featured on several television shows throughout the nation. Mahisha is the star of Mind Your Business with Mahisha on OWN, Oprah Winfrey's television network, as the expert of helping other women-based businesses reach the $1 million mark. Welcome to the table, Mahisha.
Thank you.
You are welcome. I am honored and humbled to be able to interview you today. And just reading your amazing bio, could you please talk to our listeners about your journey going from poverty to success, and tell us about your entrepreneur journey in the beauty industry?
Sure. So my journey is one of, rags to riches, if you will. Just came from the inner city projects of South Sacramento and decided I wanted to change my legacy and my destiny. And I was one of the first actually to finish high school and also college, and went on to make my mark in corporate America and then explore the entrepreneur world because of my frustration with not having the opportunity to really break the glass ceiling. I wasn't able to penetrate as I hoped I would have. So I decided to go out and make my mark in the entrepreneur world. And Curls is my first venture. And we started very, very small, e-commerce based initially with just, website orders, and grew into the multi-million-dollar business it is today.
Amazing. So I know in doing my research, I know when you first stepped out as an entrepreneur, that wasn't your plan because you went through some different challenges in corporate America. So could you speak a little bit about that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I worked for Intel Corporation, and I was actually proud to be there. I thought it was the best place to be. It was a very hard corporation to actually be accepted into, so I felt like it was an honor. So I had my mind set on making my mark in Intel, retiring from Intel Corporation, rising up the corporate ladder, and just really doing amazing things. But when I was met with the corporate racism I faced in corporate America, I realized I was very disappointed and hurt by the fact that, despite what I did as a person, as a human being, I could not go past the level I was at because I was being held back. And so that was my light bulb moment to let me know that I'm never going to rely on anyone else to determine how far I go. I'm going to take my sheer will and my determination, my grit and my hard-working ethic to create a legacy that was different from what I came from. So it really propelled me. That experience in corporate America propelled me forward into my success.
I love that. And it's good as you didn't give up because you wouldn't have curls today, if you would have quit in the middle of that process. Yes.
Exactly.
So how did you come up with the name Curls?
Oh, well, that's the easiest question. I haven't had that question come up at all, really, because my hair was curly. I was looking for a solution for products for textured hair, and wanted one word, one syllable, not much more than that, simplicity, but to the point.
Okay, awesome. So Curls is one of the nation's pioneering curly hair product suppliers, right? And the Curls is internationally and in Sally's and Target and Rite Aid. So could you tell the listeners more about your amazing hair products?
Sure. So Curls is one of the 4 brands that launched the newly naturally curly textured hair category in Target. The buyer at the time, blonde hair, blue-eyed, Linda Sullivan, saw a dip in her sales, and she knew she had to do something different. And so she started to research and reach out to brands like mine that was fresh, new, compelling, different. And she brought us in for a test, and we all did well. All 4 of us did well. So she kept growing the brands from 100 doors to test to 300 doors, 400 doors, 800 doors nationwide. And throughout that process, she started adding more brands, and then other retailers started to call us. And so that's how it happened. That one chance gave us the opportunity to prove ourselves.
Yeah, and all it takes is that one chance. So with that being said, what would you say to some listeners who are trying to launch their own hair care products? What would you say for them to be unique in the beauty industry in order to get their chance?
I think for anyone, not even just hair care, it's really about how to break the mold. Make sure that you are bringing something new, fresh, and different and compelling that hasn't been done before. Stay away from the status quo. Make sure that you do your due diligence, though, and do your research to make sure whatever you bring to the table is needed. You don't want to ever be just a copycat. Be an original and be unique and and evolve and grow with the times. All those things are important to sustain in any industry.
Yes, yes. And the great thing about, what you have accomplished so many amazing things, but you took Curls when you founded it in 2002 from an idea to a booming business with the millions of dollars in revenue. How did you do that? Could you share with us how did you do it?
Well, it wasn't overnight, so there wasn't it's not a recipe of, okay, 1, 2, 3, done. That was a long, several-year process of growing the business, starting it small, investing my business in it, and every single dime I made out of Curls got reinvested back into Curls. I didn't pull out any revenue. I worked. I had a sales job on the side that financed my family, and every dime that was made from Curls went back into Curls. So I started small, organically grew it, and reinvested every dime made back into the brand, and continued to expand. So it was a long-term grind. Before social media, I couldn't have just hired some bloggers back then because social media wasn't around. So it was really a different time, and it's really there's no 1, 2, 3 get rich quick scheme. This is a long-term situation, so not 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 things I can say in an hour. It's more of a long-term planning process.
Awesome. So what are some strategies, Mahisha, that you would like to give to aspiring entrepreneurs?
Strategies?
Mhm.
Can you elaborate on that?
So what are some strategies you would give to aspiring entrepreneurs who are trying to launch their businesses and grow in different industries?
Got it.
And might be stuck or trying to figure out how to get to the next level?
Well, one of the things I always recommend is, number one, always get a mentor in your space. That's important to grow your business. A lot of people say, well, where can I find a mentor? I mean, people are always I'm approached at least probably 10 times or more a day. And so you obviously not everyone that is in the space you want to be in has a time to mentor individually. I do a lot of group. I do a lot of lives. I do a lot of assisting. I have a Black Girls Making Millions Academy coming up in June. I do things on larger scale, TV shows so you can watch and glean. But I do think that one thing you need is a mentor, and score.org is one of my resources. Score, like score a goal.org, is a place that you can go to get a mentor. They'll put a mentor in your category, give you someone that has already done what you've done, and they're successful in their industry, and they'll pair you for free. And they also offer free marketing classes, free business writing plan classes, lots of amazing stuff. And it's all, again, for free. And they have campuses in every major city. I started there with SCORE back when I got going. And when I launched and grew my business, I started to scale from just e-commerce to retail. I went back and got more help. So make sure you plan. The biggest thing is if you don't plan, failing to plan is planning to fail. And I always say that whenever I mentor anyone. And so make sure you have a solid plan in place.
So listeners, make sure you have a solid plan, your mentors, and score.org. It is free. So
yes,
I know
in
that
every major
Big,
city.
yes. And I know that you're big on Black women. And so I would like for you to share with the listeners some advice you would give to women of color who are entrepreneurs. Because I know that, we have to work 10 times harder.
Yes.
So what's some advice?
We do. We have to work 10 times harder. One thing I want to say is here's the deal. Don't be afraid to ask for help. One thing we try to do is go it alone. And we can't do that. I mean, we're known to be the matriarchs of our family, and we're strong, and we're capable, and we're resilient. But this is not the time to try to be all of those things. When you're an entrepreneur, you need to help, or you can sink fast. So don't be afraid or ashamed or too prideful to ask for help.
Awesome. So in your journey with Curls, of course, that was some of your advice that you would give. But what are some challenges that you faced as being a Black woman, stepping out into the entrepreneur field?
Well, one of the things that most face also is a lack of being able to get funding. Funding for most entrepreneurs is challenging, but even more so for us. And so we weren't, I wasn't able to get funding despite having exceptional personal credit. I could not get funding to save my life, like a business loan. So I had to start smaller than I hoped to. I was hoping to start on a larger scale, but I had to really just work with my resources. So just understand that that's one of the things that happens, and you have to work around it. Also, one of the things that happened for us is that we're not given the same respect. People don't really take us as seriously until you really show up and bring those numbers. So just understanding that you have to prove yourself, like you just said, 10 times is better than your counterpart that's non-Black. Realize that that's really reality. And to work hard, be an example for the next woman coming after you.
Awesome. So let's talk about your awesome nonprofit, Curl Girls Rule the World.
Yeah, so Curl Girls Rule the World is really all about me helping the young brown girl like myself that came from nothing, that was looking to make a mark on her life and change her destiny. I reached back to help girls from the projects, the hood, the inner city, brown girls that want to excel and go past where they are today, and they don't have any role models, or any roadmaps or anything anyone to show them how to do it. We provide that for them. We actually pair them with resources and mentors in their industry of choice. So if they want to be an attorney, we get an attorney with them. If they want to be a doctor, a teacher, scientist, whatever they want to be, we connect them, not just for a day, but for life, to get them to and through success.
So how can listeners, reach out and support or, get involved with Curl Girls Rule the World?
Follow us on Instagram, Curls Girls Rule the World. And then also Black Girls Making Millions Academy. That's also on Instagram. And that is really, that's a program we have coming up in June of this year where we're going to actually help ladies get past their growth issues. We have a track for brand new businesses, the startup. We have a track for the come up, businesses that need to excel and grow. And then the blow up, the ones that need financing.
Awesome. So please follow and support and get involved. So we all know that we all have a process, as we talked about, Mahisha, the whole time. So what did failure teach you in this journey?
Failure really teaches you. It's not a failure isn't final. It's a lesson. So it teaches you what you did wrong, but it should keep you back in the game and get you going and ready for your next path in life. And it's one of those inevitable things that happens for everyone at some point, that you should treat it as an opportunity to grow.
So if Phil taught you, a lesson, what did your success teach you?
Good question. I think success taught me that hard work pays off, that faith is real, that grace is real, but also that the biggest lesson that I've learned or that I've embraced as a motto is that to whom much is given, much is required. So as you go up and grow up in success and in life, there's a responsibility to give back, and that's probably the biggest lesson.
Yes, reaching back and pulling forward is so important.
Yes.
Always, and you've done that many of times. So what can we expect from Mahisha the rest of 2019? Because you have so many amazing things going on. So what can we expect from you the rest of 2019?
Well, we have a very, very important set of new products coming out. Amazing, can't wait. And we also are working on new inventions and new development R&D-wise. I have a new businesses I'm involved in that I can't speak on yet, 2 different industries, brand new. It's always something. Yeah, it's amazing. I'm just excited. I have a lot coming up.
Awesome. Well, we look forward to following you and seeing all the great things that you're going to birth this year. I would like to ask you to let the followers know and the listeners know how they can follow you on Instagram and Facebook. Can you please let them know how they can follow you and contact you?
Yes. So Instagram, I listen to and read every single DM I get. So follow me on Instagram, Mahisha, Mahisha _Dellinger, Dellinger, on Instagram and Facebook. And Curls is @Curls.
Awesome. So please follow her. And as she stated, she does answer DMs. So if you have any questions, please reach out to her. Mahisha, I would like to thank you for taking time out of your very busy schedule to come on the show today to give me the opportunity to interview you. And I look forward to all the many blessings that are going to continue to happen for you this year.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Yes, thank you. So I would like to give a special thanks to 2 of my mentors, Tammy Collins Marquis and John Schamberger. And I would like to give a special thanks to Dr. Larry White Sr. and author Kimberly McLemore. And you all may follow me on Facebook at Ashley Little and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Creating Your Seat at the Table, where Ashley speaks with corporate professionals, celebrities, entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers who are transitioning or have transitioned to entrepreneurship.